Denise, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Something is wrong.
No! Look at this stupid question. Farmer Brown has 5 apples. He gives away 3 apples. How many apples does he have left? This can't be done. It's a mistake. My teacher was stupid. She made a mistake. This cannot be figured out. I'm telling you. I am telling you this cannot be figured out.
You're smart. All you need to do is focus. Give me the pencil.
No! I'm telling you it can't work out.
I'm going to show you.
Who did he give the apples to? We don't even know who he gave the apples to. How can we figure it out? Did he give them to the neighbors? Did he give them to his cousins?
Calm
Did the teacher write it down? No, she didn't write it down.
You're not helping yourself.
If we don't know who he gave the apples to, we can't figure it out. No.
So I've drawn 5 apples. We're going to take away 2.
It can't. I'm telling you, it can't be done.
Now I need to think of a chore that you can do to replace that pencil.
You can take the pencil and stuff it where the sun don't shine.
That's really not nice, Denise.
Now, let's take a look at this scene between Andy and Denise in light of the reflective listening. It was clear Denise was not available. That's when you use reflective listening. When Andy walked into the room, there was no translating of what was happening. He walks in his own world, and Denise is in hers. And he didn't come into her world. He said it was easy, and she obviously was saying it was very, very difficult, impossible even. Respond, understanding, love, compassion, and insights. Andy was a dud. He was just sitting there, not responding to where Denise was at. If you'd noticed his face, he, if anything, was saying, hey, what's wrong? This is such an easy question. Why are you so upset? But he never really got into her world, her reality, to see why she was upset. Ask questions? The first thing Andy did was ask, what's wrong? And you notice the response? Nothing. Was that true? Look how upset she was. That's a cue for you. When you ask a question and the child gives a response that has nothing to do with your question, that's a cue for you to use reflective listening. They're not available to you. You need to get available to them, and you do it through understanding, love, and compassion. He did use silence. In that silence, he was shaking his head and saying, you just don't get it. The sad thing is that he didn't get it. He didn't get her reality. Instead, he tried to fix it. And if you notice what happened, Denise moved further away. She got more upset. She grabbed the pencil from him and broke it. So let's watch this scene again where Andy does listen, translates what's going on, finds out in the beginning that, oh, Denise is having trouble with her math. Responding with understanding, love, and compassion. And actually, in many ways, who comes up with the insights? Who actually fixes it? How does he use silence? And reflecting back rather than asking questions. Thank you.
I hate this.
Hey, Denise.
What?
You sound really frustrated.
Yeah. This doesn't make any sense. Okay. Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
Okay. So look, listen to this, okay? Look, listen how ridiculous this is, please.
Okay.
Farmer Brown has 5 apples, okay?
Right.
He gives away 3 apples. How many apples does Farmer Brown have left? Well, there's no way in hell that this can be done. No way. It cannot be done. I mean, does it say who he gives the apples away to? Does he give them to his cousin? Does he give them to his sister? Does he give them to his neighbor? Like, how am I supposed to know, if I don't know who he gives them to, how I'm supposed to do this? Like, my teacher is messed up. She's stupid. She is so stupid. I hate that math teacher. I never understand anything she ever says. Do you know that she sits there for a whole hour in math and I don't understand one word she says?
The question's really confusing.
Yes, it makes no sense. My teacher's stupid. And I sit there for a whole hour in math class and I don't understand one word she says. Do you know how stupid I feel?
Yeah, that seems pretty lonely.
Oh, it is. Like I have to pretend I understand because I can't tell her I don't understand because then she'll think I'm some kind of idiot, right? I don't want her to think I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But I mean, these questions don't make sense. All the other kids understand this.
Right.
The teacher puts up all the papers on, the test papers on the wall of all the people who get it all right. And they're the smart kids. But you know, in the creative writing, she always puts mine up.
All right.
Yeah, she does. I wrote a really great story last week. I didn't show off or anything, but I was really excited. I wrote the story about a sloth, you know, the Bradipus variegatus, my favorite kind of sloth.
I do.
And I wrote a really cool adventure story as if sloths were part of a baseball team. Can you imagine the absurdity of that? Sloth being on a baseball team?
Yeah. Yes, I
Up
can.
to bat like this? So it was a really funny story. It was absurd and everything. So I am good at some things, right?
Absolutely.
Really good at writing. But this math, I can't do it. Do you think that only stupid people have tutors?
No, I like to think of a tutor as a coach. So someone who's there to help me, even if I'm good at it, a coach can still help me be better. So that's how I like to think of a tutor. So, you know, on your baseball team, you have a coach. You don't feel stupid because you have a coach because he's there to help.
No, like if I don't know what something to do or they give me better ideas
Right.
of how to do. Okay, well, if I had and I'm not saying I'm going to have a tutor, okay? Like I'm not telling you that I'm going to or I'm going to agree to this.
We're just thinking about it.
Right. So if I agreed to have a tutor, would all my friends have to know?
No. I think the tutor could come here, could come home. So they
To
would-
our house?
Yeah.
And only you and Mommy would have to know?
Yeah.
Okay, well, could you find somebody nice?
Sure.
Like I don't want somebody like who, you know, like wears one of those hats and has a bun and looks really strict and doesn't like children.
Right.
Like somebody really nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that either.
Somebody has a sense of humor.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You do that?
I will.
Okay. And will you tell my teacher that I'm going to get help?
Would
'Cause
you like me?
I want my teacher to know that I'm going to get help, that I want to do better and stuff, but...
I think it'd be good if she knew that. So yeah, I'll talk to her.
You'll call her?
Yes.
You'll call Mrs. Weatherhead?
I will call Mrs. Weatherhead.
Thanks.
This role play is an example of how reflective listening works. This is an example where Denise was in a position where she was not available for anything. She was so overwhelmed. She was so frustrated. And when Andy walks in, he names it. It sounds like you are frustrated. He didn't say she was, it sounds like it. And when we use the word sound, it sounds like, it feels like, then the child doesn't have to argue. And in this example, Denise very quickly said, yeah. And every time you say, yeah, it's a way of calming down. It helps a child to get back into their bodies, into their sense of self, and be able to work out what they need to work out. As Andy listened, you may have noticed how he looked at Denise. He commented with just a yeah, which are ways of not interrupting and at the same time affirming to Denise that he was really listening. He followed her actions. He talked to her. He looked at her. His comments were about her feelings, not about the homework. She wasn't available for homework at this point. When she laughed, he was able to laugh with her. A sense of humor is an excellent way of calming down. It also is a good indication for you that the child is beginning to calm down because sometimes they may say or do things that are really out of the ordinary, silly, stupid, whatever word you want to say. And when they recognize that, you know they're getting back into themselves. When Denise asked about a tutor, what is a tutor? And he could teach her what a tutor does, like a coach. And by that time, she was available to hear it. She was asking him questions, and Andy could reflect back on what she was saying. When she commented about Mrs. Weatherhead, he was able to laugh with her. He was able to be with her so that she could calm down enough and come up with her own solutions. He was empowering her. He was allowing her to be in charge and direct how this process was going to work. This is what you call excellent reflective listening. And I hope that you will have the joy of experiencing reflective listening with your child, with your peers, and discover that these are ways to resolve conflicts, frustrations in a healthy way.